Light as a feather when I'm floating through, reading through the daily news, measuring the hurt within the golden rule. Centimeters of ether, I'm heating the speaker. Motivational teacher with words that burn people. Singing the headlines, line with discord. It's either genocide or the planet in uproar. Never good. The rules in paradise are never nice. The best laid plans of mice and men are never right. I'm just a vagabond with flowers for Algernon, an average Joe who knows what the fuck is going on. It's the hope of my thoughts that I travel upon. Fly like an arrow of God until I'm gone. So drifting away like a feather in air, letting my words take me away from the hurt and despair. So I'm keeping it vertical, forever elevator, riding the escalator to the something that is greater. So I'm drifting away like a feather in air, letting my soul take me away from the hurt and despair. So I'm keeping it vertical, forever elevator, riding the escalator to the something that is greater. Taking chances, word tap dancing with wolves. It's Joe who knows what the fuck is going on. It's the hope of life's ironic, ain't it? Trying to be Dali when I write surreal life up painted vivid. Habitat crazy insane. Watching propaganda 6 o'clock news and insane. Just clash, all black folk and white trash. They rebel in the cyberspace that might crash. Dash to millennium, a million miles of running. At the speed of now, but I don't return gunning. Rambo style gun, old child gunning. Ambo plow 2 times loud, stunning. When the hit ya, lift you off the earth like, hey yo, take you right back to earth. And niggas wonder why, they might wonder why this shit might happen, but it does. They go drifting away like a feather in air, letting my words take me away from the hurt and despair. So I'm keeping it vertical, forever elevator, riding the escalator to the something that is greater. So I'm drifting away like a feather in air, letting my soul take me away from the hurt and despair. So I'm keeping it vertical, forever elevator, riding the escalator to the something that is greater. Treat you better than me, cause that's the heavenly key to unlock the inner strength where my essence will be. It's crush a coal to a diamond, eyes forever shining. Your beauty alone inspire a nigga to rhyming. Thinking of the better things in life, thinking of how I could persuade you to become my wife. Hand in hand as we floating over tropical sands. You my lady, I'm your man, so let's further advance to the next scene. Me sleeping next to you, resting. You're the personification of all God's blessings. Coming to me in just one physical being, one physical dream that I want to redeem. Yo, voluptuous, sweet caramel, brown honeydew, satin skin smooth to the touch. What a nigga do, so sensual. Her smile like a chemical extract of perfection. Rare mineral, she smell like a happy birthday on a Thursday. Quiet time, love, sleeping, awake early. Honey brown with the long black hair, teasing me with a kiss and a stare. Slight touch and you taking me there. So fine and it just ain't fair. So beautiful and so damn rare. She's angelic and energetic, using sex as a weapon. I reckon that I confess in the body is just a blessing from God down to earth. She needs to be in the church to prove we didn't spawn from fish, but God's work hurts to see it.
I told you that story to tell you this one.
Love sick like a dog, canine sensitivity. Developing this new theory of relativity. Connecting a soul's resting in captivity. Positive life sacrifice what it is to be our history. Only a quarter of a century reality. Sitting on the shoulders of our chemistry. See, ain't no mystery. The colors that we mix will set the mind free. Let the blind see beyond harmony. Breathe life in the dead space below. Where your clouds of doubt. New territory we determine to be. Everything a safe haven is supposed to be. Now it might seem distant, but the time is near. When the thoughts take off, split the atmosphere. Pure sound waves travel semi-infinitely. Plus I see you there up most definitely. Cause a beat plus a melody makes me speak of L-O-V-E eloquently, so evidently.
I mean that from my heart, cause you make me feel good as a person.
Cause a beat plus a melody makes me speak of L-O-V-E eloquently, so evidently.
I'm the best, I rip it up with finesse.
Good gracious, every process has a genesis, it ends with the revelation. God bless this opportunity for me to find a voice for some words that have waited for way too long. No wages, small tips on the avenue, never wasted, all hits for a revenue. Haven't you heard the news lately? Seems we've been living for some times in a purgatory. But yo, I thought I knew what a love song sound like, but I felt a warmer tune in the sunlight. I can still hear it in my room past midnight. Gotta move, take a solo cruise in the moonlight. Sometimes I do forget, oh, how much we could ease a life to lead if we learn to let go. The reins that we hold, return to our soul and the spirit that flows. So you see upon everyday face, there's a million change to express definition of grace. But the method I choose, my prerogative. There's so much love in me I got to give. Cause a beat plus a melody makes me speak of L-O-V-E eloquently, so evidently.
I mean that from my heart, cause you make me feel good as a person.
Cause a beat plus a melody makes me speak of L-O-V-E eloquently, so evidently.
I hope that you listen.
Know how I can write a book on how you make me feel. But how about the song that I wrote for you? What I feel like, I wanna put my trust in these simple words for you to feel what I'm saying, what you feel like. Reminisce about the little episodes that we shared together. Remember the time that you told me in the cold night to relax when all I knew was to hold tight. Remember the time that I spoke to a crowd in a full house, realized that you was my ace, I was the joker on the stage singing the blues. All eyes on me and had nothing to prove. But yo, I thought I knew what a diamond shine like, but I felt a sharper love in the limelight from the Queen of Hearts, watching me quietly from the upper deck balcony. Sometimes I do suspect I'm an actor in a well-scripted, live divine comedy. When I look back, that frozen slice of time, it tried to defrost the senses lost. Now we're done with the metaphors, the motivation that I wrote this letter for you to know that the music helps carry on. Like you see, a new day will bring us tomorrow. Yo, cause my beat plus your melody makes me speak of L-O-V-E eloquently, so evidently. Yeah, cause your beat plus my melody makes me speak of L-O-V-E eloquently, so evidently. Cause my beat plus your melody makes me speak of L-O-V-E eloquently, so evidently.
I mean that from my heart, cause you make me feel good as a person.
Cause your beat plus my melody makes me speak of L-O-V-E eloquently, so evidently.
I mean that from my heart, cause you make me feel good as a person. You know, I mean, make me say, well, the shit wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I've been on the steps before, standing on the ridge that I come all like the dinosaurs. The ferns and the jellyfish rule supreme. Humans long buried in the dirt, make it cream for the modified crops to flourish without worries. Our molecules nourish the free furries. The roam around the grounds desecrated by man against the behest of women. What am I doing revisiting the past from a post far removed from the original nest? Gee, at first it was a test of will to see who can find options lost at sea of the universe prior to bend, direct the ship that sailed out and got spun like bearings. Plan B turning to CD&E by the time said F it, lost all beliefs. one-way ticket. Wandered around till we landed the rocket. Beyond repair, but we learned to manage. Cause the deep sleep chambers we savage. Our bodies are rested while the mind's on wire. Working tireless but mostly retired. Does that even make sense? Our neurons are firing. Running idle, donning idols. Glimmer, hope, a candle in the storm. No poetry here, just channeling the boredom. Whatever have to challenging the norm. Machines take voice commands, we conform. The weakest form of a species. The real country laughed at the treaties. She gave us everything we needed as freebies. And now we're late in a bed like seaweeds. Bring me home, home, home. Bring me home, home, home. Bring me home, home, home. Bring me home.
Well, I'm still here between Mars and Venus, and I'm sorry it went like this between us. I couldn't trust humans' words no more. I had to leave them at the shore. I was wilting before my time had come, suffocating under your soft dome, struggling to find a remedy to cure the land that once was me. But your ashes came from 1,000 stars away. They will nourish the roots of 1,000 trees someday. Swirling around will make you rise on, and you'll be glad to know you're home.
Yeah, if you receive this transmission, I hope you understand that I had ambition. Started out young, got still with the vision, but I got clouded and yes, my position. Got a race too, so I had to zoom out 10 times. It was a gut check, bowl of enzymes. My center was off the perimeter, off the charts and none too familiar. In the event, should I remain hidden? Yeah, off the grid, this one forget rid instead. I don't have to be extraterrestrial to want to phone home, but the irony is celestial. And the fact that I am indeed, plus the probability that my satellite feed will ever come back is close to nil. So I ask you to take my ashes and spill.
I told you that story to tell you this one.
Love sick like a dog with canine sensitivity. Developing this new theory of relativity. Connecting the soul's resting in captivity. Positive life sacrifice what it is to me. Our history, only a quarter of a century. Reality, sitting on the shoulders of our chemistry. See, ain't no mystery. The colors that we mix will set the mind free. Let the blind see beyond harmony. Breathe life in the dead space below where your clouds of doubt. New territory, we determined to be. Everything a safe haven is supposed to be. Now it might seem distant, but the time is near. When the thoughts take off, split the atmosphere. Pure sound waves travel semi-infinitely. Plus I see you there utmost definitely. Cause a beat plus a melody makes me speak of melody eloquently, so evidently.
I mean that from my heart, cause you make me feel good as a person.
Cause a beat plus a melody makes me speak of melody eloquently, so evidently.
I am the best, I rip it up with finesse.
Good gracious, every process has a genesis and ends with a revelation. God bless this opportunity for me to find a voice for some words that have waited for way too long. No wages, small tips on the avenue, never wasted, all hits for a revenue. Haven't you heard the news lately? Seems we've been living for some times in a purgatory. But yo, I thought I knew what a love song sound like, but I felt a warmer tune in the sunlight. I can still hear it in my room past midnight. Gotta move, take a solar cruise in the moonlight. Sometimes I do forget, oh how much we could easily lives we lead if we learn to let go. The race that we hold, return to our soul and the spirit that flows. So you see upon everyday face, there's a million change to express definition of grace. But the method I choose, my prerogative. There's so much love in me I got to give. Cause the beat plus the melody makes me speak of melody eloquently, so evidently.
I mean that from my heart, cause you make me feel good as a person.
Cause the beat plus the melody makes me speak of melody eloquently, so evidently.
I hope that you listen.
Oh how I write a book on how you make me feel. But how about the song that I wrote for you? What I feel like, I wanna put.
All right, you're live. Bella, Wesley, how y'all doing? Good to see you all. Welcome back again. I think there's still a delay. I was able to turn off the chat, but not quite sure how to fix that delay. Kind of sucks, but that's what we got. Pretty good. Just another day, another dollar. Another day in paradise, right? Jack is back. How's it going, Jack? Oh, let me turn down the audio. Oh, hi Emily, welcome to the chat. Is my deadline today or did I extend it? I decided to extend my deadline. Shoot, I'll have to announce that to everybody, right? But yeah, I'm figuring online's been okay. I haven't had stressed about anything. But yeah, there's gonna be a retake session today. For those who are here haven't signed up for that, you just have to send me an email. Did it yesterday and it was pretty smooth, so I think we can try it again. Quarantine paradise. Oh man, I'm going crazy. I had to leave the house yesterday. Jack, you gotta work, man. No work, no play makes Jack a dull boy. Y'all watch Ed, Edd n Eddy? Let's watch a video real quick before we get into the math. How about that? Jack just reminded me of something. It's Ed, Edd n Eddy. Jack. Let's see. Minecraft the boys. Like Brooks? So Brooks, I miss him. And tell him to do his work. Alright, I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but it's kind of weird streaming because I don't know how to do the audio back at me. So every time, because if I turn up the audio, then it's gonna get caught in the mic. Last time I left the house, an earthquake aftershock happened. There was a chemical leak. I'm not leaving the safety of my home for a while. Yeah, that earthquake, man, that was just throwing me off. I was just so mesmerized when I saw it. It was just like the house was moving, and then my bed was moving. It felt like a water bed. All right, let's see how this goes. Actually, maybe I should put in headphones. That'll help me here. Actually, I'll be right back. Let me get some headphones. Justin Whitaker, welcome to the chat. How's your break been so far? I guess how's the online school been so far, Justin? All right, let's try this. So let me know if there's like a ringing to this. I feel like with this ringing, or I mean my audio jack is kind of busted on my laptop. Why is it alert activity 4 or 5 minutes? Sorry, man. It's just part of the math, just like any other day. Very. All right, let's try this. Ed and Eddie, y'all remember this show? Love this show. Did I turn my sound up? All right, Jack, this one's for you.
Hey, Rolfie, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Who is this Jack?
Oh, I thought that was longer. Ooh, what's this one? Oh, JJ's in the house.
Why don't you get over lunch, Oscar? Everybody else is past it. All work and no play makes Michael a dull boy.
What in the world? All right, that was fun, wasn't it? All work and no play makes Michael a dull boy. Hey, JJ, what does the Y equal? All right, class, so... shoot, I'm sorry. Oh, well. That's just me playing around. Sorry, Bella, I was trying to play around with the audio. I'll have it by next time. Okay. All right, everybody. So we have what, 10 people in here? That's totally fine with me. Hey, let's get into some questions and figure out some math, right? So again, this time is for you guys to ask me any questions. With the learning activity, we can go over it. Any other general questions? JJ finished video in 5 minutes. Man, it took me forever. I didn't realize how long it was to record that. I think a lot of it was just that graph, going into just the details of like adding, subtracting. So the thing is too, like, you guys, you all feel like it's rough watching those videos and like hearing me speak, right? Well, I'm actually kind of feeling the same way because, man, it gets tiring. But yeah, we can totally get started. If you have any questions, you could email them to me, send it through GChat, or if you can chat in the comment section, go ahead and do that as well. I disabled the delay so I can get it instantly. So just let me know. I am here. Maddie Star! Welcome to the chat, Maddie Star. Confused with question 6 on the parallel. Hey Bella, that's totally fine. I was just trying to switch up times. I know that a lot of you kids are night owls, but I figured I'd give the 7th graders that 12 o'clock spot. Okay, Maddie, let me set that up for you, and then we can kind of go through that question together. This was something that was from yesterday as well, but that's okay. We can review it. No worries there. The dynamic duo, Emily and Maddie. It's gonna be your duo name. Madeline? Let's see. Man, to be young, staying up late. Bella, is Miss Cherokino's hours every day, 12 to 1? I'll have to coordinate with her. Me and the other 9th grade teachers we have a little chat together. We've been helping each other, keep each other sane. It's been nice. Okay. See, now I know why gamers have the headsets too, because they can listen to their music. All right, Maddie, I hope you're still there. I am going to switch to my screen now. Boom. I like that, it looks a lot smoother. So this is number 6, I believe. Maddie, just with your general idea, what part of number 6 are you about? I'm the only conference. Well, you know, try to switch it up. I like that, it looks a lot smoother. So this is number 6, I believe. Again, I apologize, there's a delay. It's mostly the streaming service. General idea. What part of number 6? But you are more than welcome to type in your comments and send me an email. I can answer that for you. But I just want to get the thumbs up with Maddie so I can get ahead and get started on this problem. Maybe I'll just multitask in the chat. Hey Maddie, again, I'm just waiting for you before I get started so I can get that thumbs up, going on with this problem. Those of you wondering, this is number 6 on the first learning activity with parallel lines and perpendicular lines. We have headsets and then earbuds on the headsets so we can hear music in the headset and then the game volume in the earbuds. Okay, Maddie, I'm just gonna get started and with the hope that this delay won't confuse you, but let's just go ahead and get going with this problem, okay? So this is number 6. I apologize for those from yesterday. It was Bella and Wesley. Think of it as a good review, right? If anything, you can just pause for a bit, or mute me for a bit and just go and get started on the other ones and we can go over it, okay? All right, so we got here an equation, x equals 14. So Maddie, one of the biggest issues is the graph. Once you see the graph, it makes a lot better picture, right, of what needs to be included and what needs to not be included. So let me go ahead and get the general idea of that. So if you look at this, x equals 14, you got to ask yourself, what does that look like on the graph? And you'll see that on the graph, it's going to be a vertical line. Okay, so if it's a vertical line, let's assume that this is going by 2s. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Let's just say this is going by 2s, and that is the x equals 14, okay? So I need a parallel line that passes through 7, -8. If I was to find that, let's go 2, 4, 6, 8, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's say that's about right there, okay? All right, so if I was to find the parallel line to that, remember the parallel line, we have to have the same slope, okay? So the slope needs to be the same. I can see that this is clearly a no slope. So because it's no slope, the only values that matter when we go through that, create that green line, right? That's going to be my parallel line to that. The only thing that matters is going to be that x value. Okay, what x value do you see? Go ahead and let me know in the chat. Okay, Maddie, hopefully by now you should have got this. Just got an email from Savannah. Okay, we can do that one next as well. Okay, so x equals 10. So remember, you have to look at where that x value is. Okay, I'm counting by 2's now. This one is x equals 14 for the red line. And then for that 7, comma negative 8, well, that x value has to be 7, right? So because that's the only x value, that's x equals 7, okay? That's the only x value that's available. If I was to make a perpendicular line, it's going to pass through that same point. Okay, that point I made in green, there's my perpendicular line. Okay, we could see that with the perpendicular line. Again, it creates a 90-degree angle. And we can also see that because this is no slope, well, the opposite of a no slope, we could say is a zero slope, okay? So if I was to find the value of this, I know that my equation is going to be y equals my zero slope, x, plus whatever y value that was. And this crosses through negative 8. So I know my equation is y equals negative 8, okay? That's for the perpendicular line. JJ, with equations for the parallel line for the x value, that's just x equals 7, okay? That's the equation for that line. Because what that's saying is all the x values, from all the x values at every single point, right, up and down, that's going to be part of the solution. So we say x is equal to 7 for the parallel line. Okay, go ahead and ask me more questions on that if you do, but that's your answer for that one. I'm going to set up Savannah's question that she just emailed in. Hey Nathan, how's it going, man? Welcome to the office hours. I'm just setting up some questions. We just got finished with problem 6 from the first learning activity with parallel lines and perpendicular lines. We're going to do another problem with the learning activity. Glad you're all here though, by the way. Awesome, Nathan. Yeah, for sure, man. If anything, I'd say pull it up and just start working on it, and then just send me a question we could do together. Okay, well, Savannah was asking if I could do a problem with a quadrilateral, not a parallelogram. I can definitely do that. Harder question is, it kind of just depends what kind of quadrilateral. Okay, Bella also asked a question about area of a triangle. Let me put that to the side. Let's see. Area. What's triangle RQ?
But maybe this town is just too small. Now I've heard in real cities they've got buildings so tall you can't even see the tops of them.
Okay, I think I found an example for you, Savannah. Are you thinking about this one right here? The quadrilateral formed by 4 points. Cruzo Mayo. Hey crew, how's it going, man? Welcome. Hope you're having a good little online school / break of sorts. See, crew is smart. He got to go to Hawaii right before all this stuff happened. Oh, Bella, so remember with the height of a triangle, it's just going to be your base and the very tip. So it doesn't matter how awkward that triangle is going to look like. You just want to go to the very top from the base, okay? So wherever your base is, you go to the very top. That's going to be your height. But let's go ahead and do this quadrilateral together. Oh yeah, this one's fun. This one I believe is number 9 from the learning activity, okay? If you have, I understand that sometimes it changes. If you have one that's yours, you can always just email it to me, send it to me, and I can look that up. Okay. Beat that Ender Dragon. Nice. Hey, tell Brooks I said hi. Heard he was in that group. Alright, let's go ahead and set this problem up. So I'm just gonna look at this as geometric shapes. We can totally get this figured out, okay? Alright, so I'm just gonna get started with this problem. Thank you so much, Savannah. That's a great question that you asked. Looks like I do have space. Let's see if I can make this smaller. Do you also have a water sheep? Alright, I like this. Okay, if I was trying to find, let's do the perimeter first. I think the perimeter would be a lot easier, in my opinion. Yeah, this is a little sloppy, but that's okay. I just need to see those points. Alright, so if I was to find the perimeter, again, the perimeter is just going to be the distance between two points, right? So I need to use the distance formula. This is going to be a little bit annoying because, man, just like the lesson I did for today, it was really wordy. It wasn't even that many problems. It was just, a lot of calculations, and doing a video, you kind of have to talk it out, right? But I'm going to go ahead and call this A, B, C, and D, just to make it more clear. All right. If I was to try to find A and B, remember we just have to do a distance formula. All the distance is in simple forms. It's just the difference between the x points and the y points, right? So really, if I just take the difference, meaning subtracting the two, whatever order, you'll get that same distance because of that square value, right? Because when you square a negative, it's always going to be positive. When you square a positive, you always get a positive as well. So it doesn't necessarily matter the order, in my opinion. I haven't found a case where it did matter with that distance formula. But if I was to do this, again, this is going to be from, distance formula is x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared, okay? I'll do this in green now. Again, feel free to type in the chat. I'm just constantly looking at that, making sure everyone's getting attention with. Okay, so if I was to try to find AB, I gotta find the distance of that. So my distance is just gonna be the square root of the difference of the x values, 8 minus 2 squared plus 9 minus 6 squared. Okay. Simplify that. It looks like that's going to be 6 squared plus 3 squared. So that's equal to the square root of, so that's 36 plus 9. That's 45. Okay, for now, let's just say this is the square root of 45, okay? Now I can do the same in finding C and B. If I was trying to find C and B, we're going to do the same thing. So that's going to be, let's just say 9 minus, or 8 minus 7 squared. To answer your question, Nathan asked, do you just find all of the distance of the sides and add them up for the perimeter? The answer is yes, right? Perimeter is the distance around the geometric shape, okay? So to find that distance, you just add those all up. Okay, but we need to use a distance formula for this because we don't know how far away we are, right? We can't just count how many squares there is. Oh, good job, Bella. Good looking out, answering those questions for me. All right, so if I was to look at point B and C, C and B, I can do 8 minus 7, so we do 9 minus 0 squared. That's going to be 1 squared plus 9 squared. 9 squared is 81, plus 1 is 82, so that's the square root of 82, okay? Again, I'm not going to do decimals yet because in the end, I'll just add it all up and then get that final decimal, right? Okay, DC. We have the distance is the square root of your x values plus your y values. Not too bad. That's equal to the square root of 7 squared plus negative 2 squared. That gives me the square root of 7 times 7 is 49, plus 4 is 50, square root of 53, right? So far, so good. I'm starting to see something. I don't know if you are, but I can already see, like, if I just look at those 2 points, I can create a right triangle, and that's just going to be the Pythagorean theorem, right? So if I was to do AD, let me show you what I mean by that. I can create this right triangle. and my distance is just going to be that red or that line from A to D. That's my distance, right? That's just going to be the square root of 2 squared plus 1, 2, 3, 4 squared. Because remember Pythagorean theorems, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. You have to square root everything to get that hypotenuse, right? So that's why I put square root of 2 squared plus 4 squared. Man, that is so much smoother in my opinion. So that's equal to the square root of 4 plus 16, that's 20, right? What do you do once you get all the square root answers, crew? You just need to add them all up to get the perimeter, okay? So let's do that right now. If I was to get my calculator, I can see that I have the square root of 45 plus all those other ones. Let's see. Okay, that gives me the perimeter. If I add them all up, it's going to be 27.52. Skadal triplets. I think that's Savannah. How you doing, Savannah? How do we find the area? Man. So I think there was a equation for this. Right off the bat, what I would even look at if I was just to see this on my own without kind of looking up equations, I would just say create different shapes such as triangles and squares or rectangles so that I can just find those individual areas. That to me is actually pretty tedious, right? It's like really, there's a lot of tasks to that. But even looking at that, that's still not quite perfect because of that. So I'm just going to go ahead and look up the area of a quadrilateral. Let me double check in my lesson if there was an equation. I think it was just parallel lines, rectangles, and triangles, right? So let's just go ahead and look together. So how to find the area of a quadrilateral. That bums me out because I know that wasn't covered in the lesson, but we can go over it together. All right, so you got your squares, rectangles, trapezoids. Yeah, that really bums me out because again, you could totally, make some lines and figure that out too. This one is a trigonometry answer. That doesn't look right to me either. Oh man. Does that mean you have to use the law of sines? Bum, bum, bum. 0.5, 12 times 14 times sine of 80. How do you know it's sine of 80 though? Yeah, that really bums me out. Mainly because I know that we didn't teach this. I'll have to let Miss Yates know that it's nearly impossible to find that without trigonometry. Actually, let me let her know right now. So I say, question 9, this is for a learning activity. How would you find the answer to the area of a girl? Online, it looks like it calls for a trig. bummed. It's not okay that. Yeah. Savannah, I'm gonna check with Miss Yates. See if she has another explanation. So does that mean we don't have to worry about problem 9? I'm looking into it. I'm actually leaning towards that because, again, I covered parallelograms, rectangles, and triangles with you all. Man. Sorry, students. Yeah. Y'all get it. I'm just waiting for Miss Yates to see what she thinks. Other than that, I am totally just gonna throw it out. Just don't think it's worth stressing over, you know? You know what? I'm just gonna say this. I think what I want to do is go ahead and just find the perimeter, right? Because that practice is good. Yeah, that's so ridiculous. You have to use trigonometry for that. I'm just gonna throw it out. Yeah, you know me, I don't like this. Let's just throw it out because as far as I know, this requires a level of trigonometry, which obviously you all haven't learned yet. My best approach was I can create shapes with it, and if I don't have triangles or rectangles, then obviously we are not looking good with that. So I think it's totally fine to just throw that out. Yeah, that's annoying. Nathan, let me try pulling it up. Can you tell me which question that is? I'll just pull up to my second window so that no one sees your grade. See how awesome you're doing in my class, right? Yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Savannah. You're definitely looking out for everybody with your questions. Looking out in our 11 viewers. So Nathan, I'm just waiting on that question. It's question 9 on the learning activity. Hey, Austin's here. Welcome to this chat, or to the stream, Austin. Mr. Schindlewolf. Okay, Nathan, yeah, I'll look at your question 9, but since I'm already here, I'm just gonna throw it out. I just don't think, well, basically what you need for that question is trigonometry, and I don't agree that we can do it without it, so I want to throw it out. Sent a chat message to Miss Yates. She still hasn't got back to me. Sorry, I'll look up Nathan's score. Yeah, so we're just going through the learning activity. If you have a question on it, let me know. Right now I'm just double checking for Nathan. Nathan Fries. But yeah, I'll just let you enjoy the music while I set that up. Hey Nathan, my computer's being slow. Piece of junk. Okay, but Austin's confused about number 2 on the learning activity. Why is that not popping up? Let me copy this and we can get that in. Sorry about the noise. Yeah, Nathan, the server is super slow. Yeah, see, this wouldn't be any different with using learning activity using distance formula. Nathan, I hope you're still there. Just put this here. Awesome, man. Hey, looking at your answer, you put 23.96. The answer is 24.1. So there you go. There's a problem there. I'll type that again. It's 24.1. Okay, so we could end with number 2. I feel like this is slowly getting better, right? I gotta figure out that delay, but other than that, I like what's going on with this streaming stuff. Keeps me from being bored, you know? So I could easily do a conference call, but it's boring. All right, so this is number 2 in the learning activity. In the recent learning activity, I should say. This is the distance formula learning activity. Yeah, there's definitely a delay. That's annoying. Okay, so if I was to start this, the first thing I need to do if I was trying to find the perimeter and area of this quadrilateral, I need to first graph it, right? So I have my graph here. I'm gonna put in -1, 1, 4, 1, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and -1, 5. So mine is actually not too bad. Because if I look at this, this clearly looks like a rectangle. So Austin, with this one, was there anything particular that you're confused with? Yeah, because this clearly is just a rectangle, right? Okay, so you weren't sure what steps to take it to solve it. So I suggest that you need to first graph it. Once you graph it, you can see the general shape of it, and then you need to find the perimeter. The perimeter, again, is just going to be the distance around the shape, right? Distance that, if I was to follow around that shape, I can find it. Looking at this one, for example, I can create that shape, and this clearly is a rectangle. And then you can count the sides of it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so you know this rectangle, you can find the area of that, you can find the perimeter, and that's all you got to do with it. If I was to throw in maybe something like this, right? If I throw in something like that, then you need to find the distance formula with that slope side that's a little bit sloped. And you can break it down into triangles and rectangles to find the area of that as well, okay? All right, everybody, so it's 11 a.m. We got 3 questions down, some general questions. Again, with question 9, you don't have to do that one. I can totally just give you full points with that. I'm in the process of talking to Miss Yates right now about just taking that question out because, again, you need trigonometry for that. There's no other way of doing it, 100%. But I'm glad we were able to go over perimeter at least and be able to find the distance formula, right, using that. This one's definitely a hard problem. It's not meant to be easy. Looking at it though, yeah, I can't figure anything else other than using that trigonometry. But even then with the trigonometry, it's a little bit hard too because you don't know what the angles are. And with that, you have to do some other crazy stuff that, you know, you'll learn in next year's math, I think. Maybe a little bit of it. But other than that, class, I mean, this is where we're at, right? Any last dying questions? You know, something I want to do is maybe start featuring other people's stuff. I was talking to Carson Grundy, he's making a purple lightsaber. Maybe we could start showing that off, right? Can we start screen sniping and see Crew and his peoples slay that Ender Dragon? Should join the Minecraft realm. Man, if I was trying to play Minecraft, I would have no clue what to do. I watched some videos on it. I'm just like, there's really no point to this. You just kind of make it your own. Hey, Bella, appreciate you coming second time around. I'm gonna try to get down. I'm gonna try to figure out this, just figure out this delay. Because I like this better than doing conferences, in my opinion. Shoot me an invite. I mean, if there's any game I'm getting into, me and my cousins were playing TFT from that League of Legends server. They just updated it and I've been playing a little bit with them. It's low key for me. My brain's not as, I guess my eyes aren't as fast as it used to be. Can't play games that are super quick. Anyways, hope you all have a great Friday. Austin's asking, are there going to be more videos next week? There'll definitely be more streams. I'm thinking about doing Tuesday and Thursday. So remember, next week is the last week of the quarter. I know it's really weird, but it's the last week of the quarter. So Friday we have off, so I won't put any videos up there on that day. I'll try to stick with the schedule we have, like with, you know, when we're in school physically there. You know, you have your Monday through Wednesday every day math, and then your Thursday, Friday lessons. So maybe I'll just do 4 lessons a week. But yeah, there's definitely going to be more videos. I'm trying to make it feel like this is just regular class, right? Except if anything, we're online and you can kind of skip around the videos. Again, I understand I get bored too. I get so tired doing those videos, going through the problems myself. But, you know, once you understand the steps, once you hear me out, maybe 1 or 2 examples, then hopefully you feel good about it. But that's it for our 9th grade stream. I'm gonna take a break and then come back for 7th grade. Hope you all have a great weekend, okay? Take care.